Hey crafty friends, we have this adorable make and take for you. And although when we bought the die from Scrappy Boys, it didn't come with any instructions, so we just cut it out, we put it together, and we're like, okay, yeah, this works. But I thought I would put one together for y'all to help you in putting yours together in case any of it looks a little trickery. So don't make the same mistake that I made the first time. I made the mistake of making this and making it upright like this. This the top, these the bottom. But that is not how, let me see, Scrappy Boys. It's not how they made theirs. So if you notice, it is the curved bottom and these little 4 points are the top. So anyway, we're not going to make the same mistake that I did and had to recut. So I'm going to go ahead, you see this got the little stitching on there, so I'm going to go ahead and turn them over. So I know that this is the inside, this is the bottom, this is the top. So the first thing we're going to do is assemble the bins. This part that gets glued in between them. All you're going to do is fold over at the scored lines, and then we're going to glue them closed. So folded them over, open them back up, and we're going to fold over here. Use a little dot of glue. Doesn't take much. This is good, strong. Stamperia has really good, strong craft glue. I'm just gonna hold it here 10-15 seconds. Make sure, there we go. Probably about 10 seconds is all that took. Same. So there's one. Shelf. Okay, so again, I am double checking bottom, top. So I want to make sure whenever I go to put in my little bin that this is the bottom and this is the top. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of glue. And you'll notice that it's going to just fit. It's pretty much the same height as this. So a little bit of glue. I'm gonna go inside and secure it. So I'm gonna do the same thing for the middle shelf. And third. Okay, so we've got the 3 in here. Sorry, 3 attached to one side. Make sure I take my other side. I want to make sure that the stitching is on the outside. Okay, now I'm just going to glue one at a time so that I can hold it in place. So I'm going to just add the glue here. Stitching's on the outside, top. Let me turn it this way, make sure I'm getting it even. As much as we want these to be perfect and even, it's kind of hard to do sometimes, but okay. So let that sit for just a second. Very carefully lift this up so you can add some glue. And we're going to wiggle that one in place. Turn it over so that I can press it down. Spread the glue. Whew. Had enough on it. It is movable. Okay. And we just have our last one to glue. Okay, our cart is starting to take shape. How many of you guys have one of these in your craft room? I do. And I love it. It is, oh, whoops. It's a handy dandy little thing. I'm sure I have some on the edge there because that was pretty loose. Okay, so now we're going to work on the wheels. So you have a choice. I believe your kit, we did pink for Barbie, of course. So we had some pink paper. I think we had a bunch of different pink paper, all different kinds of weight. And at one point I told Cynthia, I was like, I really think this needs to be heavier weight. So we went ahead and cut it in white so that you could reinforce it. If you want the pink to show on the, like, you're not gonna see the underneath. So if you want your pink to show, then you're gonna use the white. If you feel like you need to use the white to reinforce, then you would put the white on top. And I did learn the hard way when I put this one together. So I learned, okay, now I want the purple to show. So I'm gonna put the purple on first. I put them together and then I put them on and it didn't quite work out. So I suggest what we're gonna go ahead and do. You'll notice you've got two little score lines, so you're gonna fold along the score. And then you'll glue it in place. So before we glue it, just wanna, okay. Just gonna put a little dab of glue here, little dab of glue here. Oops. And I'm just eyeballing it. Okay. All right. Yep. Okay. So if I feel like that's not sturdy enough, I can always come in and we had used some heavier cardstock. We can come in and reinforce it by gluing this on top. You're gonna have the black wheel to come in and cover it up. Don't you see what we did here? So anyway, I'll just go ahead and reinforce them. But I'm just gonna glue, for now, I'm just going to glue that on. I think what I had discovered before is by the time that I got it on there, it's almost seemed like, even though you're cutting it using the same die, one seemed a little bit bigger than the other. So I'm gonna make sure I get this secured on there first. Come in and secure So it's like it's shorter. This is what I was talking about. It's okay though. Okay. So now we can take our wheels. You should have a little Ziploc baggie, and it's going to have your 4 wheels, and it'll have your pink inserts. Since you've got a pink cart, I've got purple inserts. And then you'll notice there's a little itty bitty pink piece. That's very important. Do not discard this. When we were cutting the pink, I told Cynthia, I said, actually there should be 2 in there. I told Cynthia, I was like, we got the pencil, so let's just go ahead and cut the pink. So that is your eraser for your pencil. So I'll go ahead and glue on my wheel. And make sure I cover up the white. While it's on this side, I'm going to go ahead and add a dab of glue and add my little wheel cover. Give that a minute to dry. Don't want to lay it down because I'm afraid if I lay it down it's not dry enough, then it'll move. So I can do it from this angle. When you're gluing your wheels on, you'll also notice that on one side it's just flat, and on this side there is a scored circle where your little insert goes. It's not absolutely necessary, so if you glued it down on the other side, it's okay. It's just a guide is all it is. Okay. All right, so here we are so far. Then we have 3 inserts for the bottom of each bin. Probably would have been easier if I'd have put them in before I glued these in. Ha 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 ha. So we'll start at the bottom. They fit so nice and perfect. So that wasn't hard. Okay. here we are so far. And then we have little decorative strips, 3 for each side. Okay. Turn it over. 3 more. Let's see. Notice this after the fact, but before you get to closing, before you get to gluing anything, just make sure that the dies cut it clear. If there's any edges, you might have to trim a little, or you might have to sand it just a smidge, because I cut these and I didn't notice that until then. Thank goodness for glue that is going to dry clear. Okay, so we've got those glued on. Next, we have these for our sides. So there's one for here, whoops, one for here, and one for here. Glue these on. I sure hope y'all enjoy this. It's something to stick on your desk or on a shelf at home. You can put pins in it. If you have beads, any little things that you want to keep separate. You can put magnets on a shelf. I'm going to turn it over. You got 3 more. And then it'll be on to decorating with our cute little supplies. And you know, I will probably put a note on the instructions, but the truth is anytime you're working with something that you might need to move or you might need to adjust, you're almost better off using a little bit of score tape, because if you need to move it, you can use undo so easily. And it undoes all the mistakes. So anyway, so here we are. We've got, this is what we've done so far. So we've put it together. We've decorated the sides, got the wheels in place. So now I'm going to set it aside. This is the bag that y'all got. Or you have to remember your eraser is in your other little bag. Okay. I'm using one of y'all's tables with this pink tablecloth. I was like, this would be the perfect backdrop. There's a bunch of itty bitty pieces in here, and they mean something. They mean something. If there's anything left over, I will show you what, like that right there. This is your pencil, and there's the lead for the pencil. I'm gonna leave those in there for right now. So I am gonna wish that I had my fine line applicator right about now. I'm so crafty. Nope. This way. All right, so let's put together I'm So Crafty first. So it's up like this. Crafty goes down below. Okay. So you got the crafty part. Scissors. Looks like Mom cut 2 pencils. We might only have 1 eraser. Don't know. That goes to that. All right, so there's my M, my I, and so. All right, so let's do the so. Okay. Okay. And then there's the M, the I. There's a little itty bitty white, and what that is your apostrophe. If you don't have yours, my suggestion is a white pen. A white pen to go in and add this little apostrophe. We do have a little bag where we had, there's another bag, there's a bag like this that has a bunch of the extras in it. So, if you find you're missing something and you've looked all over, we probably have an extra cut. What did it say? We have 30 extra cut? But there's gonna be some extras, okay. Tweezers would be so helpful right about now. But again, I'm up at the shop and all my tools are at home. So, not very handy. Okay. All right, so I'm So Crafty. I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little glue on that and stick that right there. And then we have our glue gun and our white glue stick. So I'm gonna put a little dab of glue on each side of this to hold the glue stick in place. There we go. All right. Just dot. Oops. Move it up. Okay. And next easy is our glue bottle. Oops. It just goes like that in the center. If you want, if you have good handwriting, write glue. Just write glue. Place that right there. Then we have our red paintbrush. So I'm going to take, well, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and snip off, find your black one, snip off the tip. You don't need this. And we're gonna glue this tip on to the red. Ugh. Again, wishing I had tweezers. Ha 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 ha. I've done okay though without them. Just would have been easier. So, have my paintbrush. Okay. Got our really cute scissors. So I'm going to put a little dab. Looks like we're good here. And should be good for putting glue here. Okay. Uh-oh, look like I had an extra. Don't need that. All right, so I've got 2 pencils. I don't have any erasers. I didn't cut myself any erasers. So I'll have to go back and do that later. But what I did whenever I put these together, I put the eraser on first, and then I put the little silver part. That's what this is. And there's 2 of those. I'm just going to put it down. Then we've got our lead pencil part, which is the, I guess, considered the paper. So when Mom was cutting all these itty bitty pieces for y'all, one of the dies cuts out all these little shapes at the same time. And she noticed, because she had to cut the silver, boy, that does not want to come out, that the other side of the silver is that craft brown. So you're going to have silver you know, these are silver, you're just gonna flip it over and use the brown side. So that will cover the whole tip. Looking like a pencil. This has probably been the most difficult piece. Cute little pencil. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue this on, and again I will go back and probably cut me a couple of erasers for it. There we go. And there we have it. Y'all's should look like this. Should be pink. This one was, you can tell that's thinner paper, but that's okay. I started to say it still stands. This one's been standing. So anyway, super cute. Super cute. I hope y'all like it and hope y'all enjoy. See y'all later.